Hey, what's up everyone, this is Mr. GWS, and a few hours ago, Sony recently announced their brand new mid-range smartphone which sandwiched between the XA2 and XA2 Ultra, which is called the XA2 Plus. Yes, Sony Xperia XA2 Plus, which is a very similar specs to the XA2. More than the XA2 Ultra. XA2 series, they move on to the Snapdragon rather than the MediaTek processors that found on the XA1 series. The XA2 Plus uses the Snapdragon 630 processor, 4 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of internal storage, and of course there's a version with 6 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of storage. Of course, you can expand the storage via microSD card. One of the big changes around the XA2 Plus is the display, which move on to a 6-inch 18:9 aspect ratio. It uses an IPS panel with Corning Gorilla Glass 5. I'm not surprised if they move on to 18:9 now, since their premium smartphone, the XZ2 Premium, still sticks with the 16:9 with the 4K HDR display. And now let's move back to the XA2 Plus. The XA2 Plus camera uses the same sensor as the one on the entire XA2 family, which is the 23 megapixel shooter, which can shoot 4K videos at 30 frames per second and can record 120 frames per second slow motion video. Of course, the front camera is pretty similar as well. It's an 8 megapixel with 120-degree wide-angle lens, which can take more people in the frame. Of course, the phone also uses the same battery as the XA2 Ultra, which is 3580 mAh with Quick Charge 3.0 through USB-C, and of course Sony also having a noise cancelling mic technology as well. And XA2 series also kits on with the 3.5mm headphone jack with FM radio. The Sony Xperia XA2 Plus also available in black, silver, gold and green. Of course, availability and pricing is yet to be confirmed. Of course, not even in Singapore yet, because it's just announced a few hours ago. But should I really excited about this phone at all? I would say more or less glad that I'm happy about it, because I kinda love the XA series since they move on to the Snapdragon chips rather than the MediaTek ones, and also they also keeping the 3.5mm headphone jack with FM radio, which is the really nice change of pace. But the only thing that I don't understand that the thickness. I think it's one of the kind phone, because Sony this year their phone's entire lineup uses very thick. I think it's very curved material, but in terms of the hand feel. But I guess the thickness is well beyond 10 millimeters thick, especially the XZ2 Premium, which is one of the behemoth monster. And besides the XA2 Plus, I think the thickness is 9.6 millimeters, and this phone is weigh like 205 grams. It's like quite a massive mid-range smartphone, let alone the XA2 Ultra. Well, I'm not very sure about this, but we're looking forward to that. Maybe I would say, I think if I really have that cash right now, I would still go with the Sony mid-ranger rather than their flagship, since their flagship smartphones, not only they ditch the FM radio, they also ditch the headphone jack as well, which, especially with the thickness, it makes no sense at all. Definitely makes no sense. So that's my thoughts about the XA2 Plus rather than XA2 Ultra. So what do you think about the XA2 Plus? Do you like it or not? What do you guys think about it? And if you like this video, comment and subscribe to my channel, Mr. GWS, and follow on my socials, my Facebook, my YouTube, and of course my IGTV as well. And as always, I will see you on the next video, because I kinda like with the 18:9 aspect ratio. No, this is too crampy, man. I don't want it, man. No. Ready, get set, go. Hey, what's up everyone, this is Mr. GWS. Again. What's that shit? Hey, what's up everyone, this is Mr. GWS. And a few days ago, no,